The end of vanilla World of Warcraft. For years this version of Azeroth has tested us, for grinds, for raids, for PvP, and all the chaos in between. But now we're standing on the edge of something new. The final patch is here. Before the Burning Crusade changes everything, there's one question left. How far can we get as level 60 in the final days of vanilla? From scrub to stud. Let's find out. Before we start this episode and go into ZG, I just want to give a bit of context behind my guild. I joined casual in SOD on phase 4. And we had to change our name to Just Wait as the realms all merged into one. I ironically won the Hand of the Ragnaros while on trial, and ever since then it's been great. They even helped me get Scarab Lord, and we worked together all through the quest line, and it was an amazing time. We pushed pretty hard, and we got world 10th on Balzanar in the Scarlet Enclave. But since the end of SOD, we've been playing casually, ironically, and we're ramping it up in TVC. So currently we're only running ZG and AQ20 as a little fun with the guild. With that being said, let's go into my first ZG on this character. Zul'Gurub is deep in the jungle of Stranglethorn Vale and is an ancient capital of the Gurubashi Tral Empire, once a mighty and brutal civilization. After centuries of bloodshed, the tribe turned to darker and darker magics, eventually awakening Hakar, the soul flyer and bloodthirsty lower, known as the Blood God. Hakar demands sacrifices, domination and draining mortal life. The Gurubashi Trolls, corrupted and twisted, obey him. He must enter Zul'Gurub and stop him personally, defeat Hakar and get out with the loot. CG is what you call a catch-up raid. It's designed for players who are either new to raiding or late to gearing, like me. The gearing here isn't quite on the level of Blackwing Lair, but that's good enough to bring you up to speed, fill in them missing slots and smooth out some gearing gaps before the bigger stuff drops. Also, the gearing here will help me gear up to get into Blackwing Lair and AQ40. Some of the key items in here could be the Zul'Gurub Slicer, blood-soaked leg plates, and the seal of the Gurubashi Berserker. And as you can see with the Gurubashi Bat Riders, the raid starts off just as expected. Welcome to Zul'Gurub.
Come, mortals, face the wrath of the Soul Player.
The first boss we're going to fight, High Priestess Jellic, the Bat Priestess. Jellic harnesses the power of the Bat Lower. Waves of screeching bats, silence effects and explosive fire bombs, a real threat to the healers. With this being the first time on a warrior, I was stood back waiting to charge, not realising that you don't really have a chance to do that. So I trundle in, slow, after everyone's already got the sunders up, and start hitting the boss with my two weapons. Finally I'm getting to feel the power of Fury. The boss goes down with relative ease, we have some good geared players in the guild, and we finish it off nice and easy. And there it is, my first raid kill. I guess I'm a raider now. Nothing great drops for us, a cloth belt and the Zandalari token set. Which leads me on to the other reason why we're here, for the quest items. Conceit, the guild leader, and Paul have worked together hard to analyse quest values and different routes in order to provide the most efficient leveling in TBC release. This includes raid quests and other kind of little quests you can hand in there and there in order to get any edge in TBC. This is a horde only guide at the moment, but if you would like to download it, link will be in description and I'm going to put it on the screen now. It's called the Rested XP Custom TBC Launch Guide. As we slither down the serpentine path towards High Priest Vanaxis, the air is fit with the Zul'Gurub jungle tension, you know, poison clouds, trolls chanting, and usual Tuesday night raid vibes. Vanaxis, the snake lover's chosen, waits coiled for us at the end of the path. Time to see if the Gurubashi snake god wants to bless us, or bite us. As we've just hit 60, we're in desperate need of hit, so the Zillion Tiger Hide Cloak with one hit would be a perfect drop here. Also the seal of the Gurubashi Berserker, 40 attack power ring with 13 stamina would also be a great addition. As you can see from the footage, I'm kind of confused and kind of running about headlessly. Trying to listen to the call from Conceit, the raid leader, but it's my first time with a warrior and it's first time at ZG for a while. I'm very confused. After finally realising that we have to kill the ads, we finish them off and pull the boss down the stairs and out the way. The boss drops little poison clouds on the floor that we have to dodge. It's not really too hard, even though it looks like some of our casters die. We get the boss back under control and it's fairly easy to take from there. We finish him off and he actually drops some of the items we need. The cloak, as mentioned before. This class has a hunter piece of gear, but we need the hit more than anything. Hopefully I'm the only scrub who needs it here. This raid was almost like getting prepared for a raid. I'm trying to set up my macros, understand how to actually play Fury in a raid situation, so please excuse any bad gameplay, any macros or any stupid things I'll be doing in the middle of this raid, because it was literally my first time playing Fury at 60 ever with the most horrific gear. But that's the point of this series. As I get gear, as I learn more, we should be getting better over time, or at least I hope so. And as you can see there, I was so distracted making the macro and trying to understand how to DPS. I actually missed a roll for the cloak, so it's another fail on my part. From the Serpent's Temple we climb the widening hillside into the darker, dustier ruins of ZG, where webs cling to every stone and the air feels heavy. This is the domain of High Priest Maril, the Spider Lower. We pull the boss and instantly kill the speaker. We all stack up and cleave down the ads, allowing the melee not to move and keep on maximum uptime on the boss. I actually managed to help with Sunders this time, and the boss goes down relatively easy again. She only gets a transformation off, with about 10 seconds left on the fight, and the fight goes smooth, no deaths. Our cleanest kill to date. Nothing drops for us. The Blood-Saved Greaves are agility stamina boots, and the cloak of a Kahari worshippers is a caster cloak. So we get back on our slow mount and start running down the hill to the next boss. We run down the hill, round the corner, and then back up the hill again, towards Bloodlord Madnika, one of the most sought after bosses in here, due to its extremely rare drop of the Swift Razashi Raptor. The Swift Razashi Raptor are even greater on the Alliance side, as it's one of the only horde mounts the Alliance can get, so you've got to make sure you have that Master Looter on. I find myself daydreaming and looking at all the loot I could possibly win, and Libby charges in and starts to fight. We slay the Vile Branch Speaker, which forces Mandakir to run down on his mount, Odgun. Normally when we do the boss, we keep the mount alive till the very end, so the boss doesn't get empowered. The boss's main mechanic is Threatening Gaze. When it's cast on you, you have to immediately stop what you're doing, stand still until the debuff expires. And you can essentially get one shot from this. And every time someone's one shot, they'll get resurrected in the room. However, this allows Mandakir to level up and get stronger each time. There's some nice drops from this boss. Blood-Soaked Pauldrons, Bloodlord's Defender, a great little tanking weapon, but this boss is all about the Swift Razashi Raptor. The fight's fairly easy and he just charges about, gazing at people here and there. Luckily he doesn't charge me directly, or I probably would have died in all honesty. But as we get into the execute phase, he does his charge, and as the group's too close, he drops threat from the tank, fears most people, and then I'm the only one who's basically left, so I get smacked in the face and killed. No matter how many times you do this boss, everyone's instantly sprinting in and checking that loot, and it's probably one of the greatest feelings, still having that little hit of gambling. Fortunately the mount doesn't drop and neither does any loot for us. We get resurrected and start running down the hill to the Tiger boss. We head to the Tiger Terrace, the home of High Priest Karl. This guy's famous for one thing above else: the Swift Zulian Tiger. A mount so clean, so crisp, every warrior dreams of riding into Oregon with just a fleck, and it's even better on the Horde side. Spoiler alert though, the drop chance is something stupid like 1%, and Takal loves to disappoint people. The fight itself is a bit of a mess. You've got Takal and his two buddies, and all three of them have to die at the exact same time. Otherwise they just keep resurrecting. You could call it pretty troll, but they are trolls. The trash around the Tiger bosses have to be one of the most annoying packs in here, with multiple axe throwers. So we send a 100 pet in over the wall and pull the bosses individually, and they run back to us in order to skip all the trash. The bosses run over, we stack them up and AoE them down, and then we go into phase 2. In phase 2 he transforms into a furious tiger with massive claws glinting out and the glowing yellow eyes. He's suddenly leaping around the arena, shredding everyone too slow to move, and the fight becomes a different beast, literally. This is the phase where the tanks panic, the healers sweat, and the melee, well the melee just pray as we always do. And everyone else is praying for that sweet mount to drop. And as we all know, the mount doesn't drop, it's standard in here. There is some sacrificial gauntlets which will be good for us if we were undead, but as we need Edgemasters handguards, they're no use for us. So we're going to move on to the next boss. With the Tiger God defeated, we push deeper into the shadows of Zul'Gurub, and now things get a little bit more stealthy. We enter the domain of High Priestess Alok, chosen by Bethik, the Panther Lower. The whole section of the temple feels different, darker, quieter, full of creeping panther statues and shadowy alcoves that make you think something's about to pounce. Alok's fight is all about the vanish mechanic and adds. She marks a random member of the raid and disappears into the darkness and sends the panthers after them like they owe her money. When she reappears, it's chaos. She hits hard, moves faster, and the adds stack up quickly if your raid is on top of it. As a Fury Warrior, this fight is quite lively. One second you're tunneling the boss, and the next second you're getting slapped around by a pack of Shadow Panthers. Alok decided you were today's lucky winner. Once the adds are under control, she goes down cleanly. Another lower champion defeated on a march through Zul'Gurub. Now, as we've got to pump a group, we actually managed to skip this second phase and get the boss down in 29 seconds clean. So this is a little speed run, we would say. The loot again isn't great for us as a tank ring, which we may need for off-spec as we want to tank some dungeons going into TBC. But we move on. After the chaos of the Panther boss, we descend deeper into Zul'Gurub's temple complex towards the most infamous encounter in the whole raid. Well, one of them. Jindo the Hexer, the witch doctor of the Gurubushi tribes, master of illusion, curses and absolutely ruining melee players' lives. Or making them fun depending on who it is. His entire encounter revolves around crowd control, healing debuffs, mana drain, and the nightmare totems, and of course, mind control. As a Fury Warrior, it's basically hit the boss, run away, hit the boss, avoid ghosts, hit the boss, hit the totems, and don't get killed by your own team. Though, sometimes when one of the more notorious players in the guild gets mind controlled, sometimes a call goes out to kill him. So it can be a very hilarious fight, but it depends if world buffs are on the line or not. Anyway, once the last spirit fades, the totems stop spawning, and Jindo finally drops, collapsing into a pile of cursed troll bones. It's one of the most annoying encounters in here, but it's a laugh, as we say. Just as the bosses die, he teleports me to the pool. They had spawn, but they're no problem for us. Jindo also drops the primal Hakari idol, which allows you to get the enchants from Zul'Gurub, which is another reason why the players who are better geared come in here. Again, nothing really drops for us. Jindo's evil eye drops, which is a caster ring, would be great for someone else. So let's move on to Hakar. With the other bosses dealt with, we make our way to the final challenge of Zul'Gurub, Hakar the Soul Flayer. It's a long stone bridge that spans the lake with the corrupted trolls and heads straight towards the massive pyramid at the heart of the temple. As we climb the steps, the Gurubashi Zealots and their summoned shades rush us, shadowbolts flying about, blood drinkers leaping, and it's a gauntlet meant to wear you down before the final showdown, but we carve through it one pack at a time. At the top of the pyramid sits Hakar's altar, surrounded with swirling crimson mist, a constant draining presence like the air itself is being stolen from your lungs. Hakar isn't a complicated boss, until he is. His signature ability is Corrupted Blood, a stacking dot that ramps up out of control if the healers aren't ready. He also lifesteals with Blood Siphon, and what's the classic mechanic? You must let the Sons of Hakar poison you, so when he drains the raid, he drains the poison instead of life. A real prank move on him. Which can be an issue because sometimes people drop cleansing totems, cleanse and dispel, just out of habit. In the troll mythology, Hakar is the blood god, a parasitic deity that thrives on the sacrifice, domination and the consumption of souls. He manipulated the Gurubashi tribe into worship him, demanding endless rituals of blood in his name. Eventually the trolls who turned on him, sealing him away, but Zul'Gurub priests have been working tirelessly to revive him. And that's what we're walking into. Luckily, as I'm late to levelling up and gearing, I've got some experienced Hakar killers on my team, and we're taken down with relative ease. We CC the mind controls well, and have no casualty over the fight. Hakar goes down, and I see Bloodcaller, and I'm so excited until I realise it's a one-handed caster weapon. It looks so badass, it looks like Krull's blade. The other item is the Fang of the Faceless, which is a tanking dagger, which I could have took, but my gear wasn't too good and I didn't really want to be ninjaing anything on an off-roll loop. It's needed by 2 mains anyway, so I just pass. The last item, Heart of Hakar, the whole reason why we come here. It's part of the guide I talked about before, and of course, it's the only item I win. And that ended the run. It was quite eventful for the first run, and we didn't really get much loot, but that means one thing. We're definitely coming back. We're going to see if we can hit them mounts, we're going to see if we can hit them daggers, them swords, that necklace, that weapon, that bow. So we're going to be back. I take a portal to Orgrimmar, and now I'm heading over straight to AQ20. So tune in next time for AQ20 with the guild. Remember to download the guide, and also you can join the guild Discord if you want to ask any questions about the guide. So thanks to anyone who watched. Like, subscribe please, and I've been ill, so it's taken a while for this to come out. My voice sounds a bit crap, but if you like this content and you want to see it keep coming, give it a like and subscribe. Cheers.
What is wrong with you, dog? What do you want?